My name is Gary Neff, and this is my tiny house at Escalante Village, and I've been living in it since June of 2019. It is 12 foot wide by 32 feet long. I am standing in the kitchen, and it's got granite countertops, and everything in the tiny house is electric. No propane, and I have an electric range, electric oven, microwave, and all of my hot water system is also electric. The full-size fridge is a definite advantage. I've looked at smaller ones. I've actually had smaller ones in other places where I live, but having a full-size refrigerator is perfect. It's good for me. The amount of storage I have is good. I like it. It's not all full. I have stuff in parts of it. Other parts are empty because I just didn't have that much stuff to put in. And I have storage that's up above. So having a larger sink, I've looked at smaller sinks in some tiny homes, and it just, for my style, my lifestyle, I needed something a little bit larger. I like having a window over the sink. I can look out. And I enjoy that. I've got lots of lighting in here that I can turn on when I want to, both in the hallway and directly above the kitchen, the kitchen sink. So that's great. I cook every day, breakfast and dinner. Lunch is usually something really simple that I don't have to cook. So I use the oven and I use the electric range, and it's been great. For a while when I lived in this house, I was on a generator. And before we got hooked up to the utilities here at Escalante, and with a 3,500 watt generator, I could do a lot, a lot with cooking, mostly microwave. I had to have a larger generator for the actual 220 volt range. I had to, change a little bit of the way I would prepare meals, take care of tasks, do things related to my life in the tiny house, and basically become a little more economical in how I approach things. I spent some time with Greg Pelham at Rocky Mountain Tiny Houses, talked with him for a little bit of time, looked at the possibility of building one, and just by accident came across one that had already been built that was for sale, that I kind of fit my wants and what I was trying to do, so I ended up buying it. Each room, the main living room has a fan, the bedroom has a fan, and I have them set to blow down and blow up to get a natural circulation going in the house. It makes the temperature much more stable. I went and, I got this small little table here. It's perfect for two. I've got a third chair that I sometimes bring out that I can have, three people over for dinner. I could actually do four if I wanted to put all the chairs out, but this is a good little spot for that. I've got a great window. I've got a great view out to the west. I can look at the mountains, and when I have family or other guests come and stay, I just, at night I just fold out the couch, and that's another bed for people to come and stay with me. The clock is old. It does not work. It's locked in at 8:30, whether it's AM or PM, I don't know. But I've had it for probably 30 years, and I just take it with me wherever I go, and the time never changes. And this is my companion Spook. 15-year-old heeler dog, red heeler. And what I decided to do was, I needed a place to sit, and I've got a television if I want to watch TV. So I went and brought in a full-size fold-out bed, and that's perfect for me. And I've got lots of window space here to the north for where I'm sitting, and I can look out. And I did go over to Home Depot and got some area rugs, and they're pretty cheap, and brought them in and put them down. It really helped to damp down the sound and echo, made it quieter. Very usable space. I spent a lot of time out here. The biggest obstacle was I had so much stuff. What do I do with it? These were things that I wanted to hang on to, not necessarily want to get rid of. So I got a 20-foot metal storage container and packed all my stuff into that, and just, you know, positioned it in a place where I could keep it long term. That's the way I did it, and only brought over into the tiny house what I was going to have an immediate need for. Well, this is my hallway back towards the bedroom, and in the hallway I've got, you know, a closet here, but it's a full-size hot water heater and a stackable washer and dryer. So I'm able to, you know, it's not the one combined unit European style. It's a Bosch washer machine and a dryer on top. I like the advantage of having a full-size hot water heater. It's a little different than having, for example, a tankless hot water heater, which, I mean, those are absolutely awesome, but this works fine for me. An air exchange system in the ceiling here that allows me to, I can turn on a switch on the wall, and if it's cooler outside than it is inside, it will bring in cooler air, and doing it, you know, just basically pump it in. Minimizes the amount of time I would have to run the air conditioning unit if it was summertime, or if it was a warmer winter day, I could just turn this system on and it brings the temperature down inside if I need to. Full-size bathtub, shower, and a nice high volume flow toilet. I sort of do not like the low flow toilets I just don't like the way they flush, but this works out real well. I put this little unit in I bought it over at a website called Wayfair, and put it together, and it's a nice added shelving above the toilet area, which was kind of a dead space when I didn't have to really modify the wall. All the lighting is LED, so it's not only bright, but it's, you know, cost effective to run it. You can take a bath, you can get it off, you know, really hot, and sit there and soak for as long as you want. Make certain that you've got good high quality construction, either the siding, the roofing. Look underneath it. Don't just assume that there's some black magic that occurs underneath the home. As much as you can, look at what's there. What's exposed, what's not exposed. What would you need to do to repair it if something broke? How would you take care of that? This is the main bedroom. I have a queen size bed. I have a nightstand on one side, a little table on the other, some nice lights and stuff. I've got a really, really large closet, lots of space to hang clothes, shelves inside. I can put a lot of stuff in there. And I use a little bit of storage containers underneath the bed. You know, you can buy them over at Walmart, and just, you know, the tops open up and you put stuff in them, slide them under. I use this fan every night. Lots of electrical outlets. All the walls have outlets in here. If they have one, they sometimes have two. All of my storage is directly above us, what would be the loft area, with the way this home is sloped, and it's got lots of area to just put things up there. So I use those plastic tubs I can buy over at Home Depot or Walmart. I put a little office desk in here so I can sit. I still do work as a mechanical engineer, and I can, you know, sit in here and spend some time doing work when I need to. Thanks for, you know, taking the time to visit, you know, look at my house. Make sure you research in advance as much as you can. Don't make an impulsive purchase because it feels good at the moment. There's just too much at stake. You want to have your home. It's going to be your home, so you want to have it as problem-free as possible, and you know, and at the same time, easy to live in, easy for you to occupy, easy for you to do maintenance on and take care of. I have no complaints. This has been a good transition for me, and so you know, I would tell everybody to, you know, good luck. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself.